Is it starting? Hey y'all, welcome to the Shine Your Light podcast. Woo woo woo. Of course, I am your host, Lachelle Hooks, and y'all, we have an amazing special guest in the building with me today. We have firefighter Captain Rob Bland in the building.
What up, good people?
What's up, Rob? Welcome.
I already gave a quick shout out before I came in here, so it's in my Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat that I was coming here. So tune in if it's airing live or streaming live wherever you are.
Nice. Love it. Thank you for the shout out. I had to give him a disclosure of my personality before he got here, y'all. So I had him laughing a little bit, just a little bit. Hopefully, I get him laughing a little bit more. So, of course, on the Shine Your Light podcast, we talk about the testimony of people that we respect and admire, and just their story. So, if it's okay with you today, Rob, we're just gonna talk a little bit about who you are and what made you who you are. Is
Absolutely.
that okay?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So awesome. Thank you. And once again, I honor you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, because they don't get paid to be here, y'all. They not getting paid for this. You do know you ain't getting paid for this, right?
Absolutely not. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm good with that.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And I honor my guests for being here. So you're amazing. God bless you. Thank you for your kindness, and thank you for your story. So
Thank you for letting me tell it, honestly.
I love it. So you are once again you're a firefighter, all right? A
fire
firefighter,
captain.
a fire captain. Okay, tell us your position because I kind of researched you a little bit. And for you've been a firefighter for over 20 years now.
Yeah, 24 years. October 29th will be 24 years. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Has it always been in Milwaukee County?
Yeah. Always City of
Milwaukee
Milwaukee.
County.
City
Okay.
of Milwaukee.
Okay.
That's it.
So you're from Milwaukee as well.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you grew up, where you grew up, and how you got into becoming a firefighter?
All right. So youngest of five. Born and raised 29th and Locust. My parents still live over there. And growing up, for a brief moment, my uncle retired as a firefighter. He was stationed at Engine 13 on 30th and Locust for a minute.
Wow.
So it's a basketball court next to it, and every day going next door to the basketball court, I just watch the fire truck like, that's cool. I need to do that. And I took the cadet program test senior year, ended up on the list, and the rest of that is history.
Senior year in high school? Straight out of high school, you became
Straight
a
out of high
cadet?
school, yeah.
Okay, so I kind of looked a little bit into the requirements for you to become a cadet because a lot of times our people, they just don't know. Like they don't know the opportunities that are out there before them. So what are some of the requirements?
So 17 to 19 years old, graduating high school or 1 year, 2 years removed, however young you graduated, and you just gotta have your diploma.
Is there a minimum GPA? I think it was 2.0.
Yeah, it used to be, but they don't look into it that deep no more.
Okay.
Because you still have a written test that you got to take to go into the academy. You still got a physical test, and then you still got like background requirements. So as long as you don't have like a bunch of felonies and you actually got your degree or even a GED, you good to go. You just got to pass the entry level exams to get in.
Love it. So pass that information on to your people, y'all. Maybe they don't necessarily want to be in the normal workforce, working a 9 to 5, or maybe they're just not sure of what to do. That is an opportunity for them to even the 2 year program. That's an opportunity for them to kind of get into it and see if it is something for them. Now, you mentioned something before this show that I just want to bring up.
What's
You
that?
said being a firefighter is not for everybody.
It's not. It's
Okay.
not. I won't lie to the people out there. I mean, you see, to me, is the slowest onset of PTSD because you're in the army, it's wartime, heaven forbid. You go to war, you see carnage, boom, 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 day after day. Then you done with your tour and you back home and gotta adjust to civilization, where we see that carnage on a daily basis, just at a way slower drip over the span of 30 years, and gotta figure out a way to deal with it. So it's not for everybody mentally. It's definitely not for everybody physically. Like you gotta have a certain capacity of strength and endurance to even pull the hose or put on all of the gear or run up these flights of stairs or carry people out of buildings. So if you could combine those two, is definitely for you because most of those people don't do well in cubicle jobs anyways.
Right. But you came straight out of high school, so it wasn't like, I don't know, it's something in your childhood or something prepared you for that. But how did you know what I mean? Did you just go through it and gain the tenacity to continue to go through it, or what do you feel like?
Unfortunately, and not being like a cliche, but I mean, at that you got to think. What was this? 1995. I'm only 12, 13 years old, and that's the highest murder rate in Wisconsin history, and that's when everybody was getting killed over Jordans and started
Right.
pullovers. When everybody came here from Gary, from Chicago, from Detroit,
I
all of
came
that
from
good stuff.
Chicago, so yeah.
Yeah, and it got wild for a second. So if you sadly grew up seeing that anyways, it's
Hearing
kind of yeah,
gunshots.
it's kind of
Yeah.
not that different. The only difference is you could actually help. So that gave you like that little spark of we good. I didn't do this to this person, but I could at least do something about it because I'm trained to do something about it versus just seeing it happen and just going about your day.
How would you describe your
My childhood was lit. Um,
childhood?
because the beautiful thing about like my childhood is we didn't know that we was poor.
Right.
And I'm not saying poor like no, we wasn't in poverty. Don't get me wrong, but we wasn't middle class.
Had everything you needed.
Right, we had everything we needed to the point where like people in the neighborhood thought that we was the Huxtables on 29th and Locust because it's a two-parent household with everybody working. When it's like, nah, I grew up and realized we didn't make nothing. Like it's just they was together and kept us just above being able to get food stamps, which is kind of detrimental to it.
Right.
But
And honestly, when I kind of look over it, I feel like being in those positions equips us for the world. Like
yeah,
it humbles us. Where it makes us stronger. Like it enables survival tactics
yeah,
almost in this world. So that's understandable. That
and everybody, I don't care where you are, everybody need a certain level of street smarts.
I know that's right.
Like if you ain't got street smarts, you ain't go survive in a lot of different situations because people thrive on the weed.
Okay, so I had to learn that the hard way.
How's that?
I had to learn that the hard way. My mom had street smarts. She was, she
Shout out to
was,
Miss Hooks. She the
yeah,
goat for
she's
real.
a gangster. She's a cute little gangster, Jesus. So I didn't develop the street smarts because she was so, um, what's the word? She was very protective over us.
Mm,
So we weren't allowed off the porch,
yeah,
right? Sheltered, very sheltered. But she went through all of that, and so I got my street smarts from her directly, not
gotcha,
necessarily from being out in the world, but definitely from her directly.
gotcha.
But you definitely need it, Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah, Jesus.
Oh, they can hear.
Hallelujah.
How clear they were hearing.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. You're amazing. I appreciate you. All right. So now your upbringing, you're the youngest of five,
Mhm.
and now you are you are a trainer coordinator for the firefighter cadets, correct? Are you selecting like what students are brought into that?
No, no, and you don't want to do that.
Okay,
Like so I make sure I stay very far away from the recruiting process, because then after that it just get too messy, and I'm not a fan of nepotism or nothing like that. So
right.
it's like, nah, the person that deserves to get the spot, I want nothing to do with it. I'll if somebody got a kid that they want me to like sit down and do mock interviews with, I'll do that. But
Okay,
outside of that, I want nothing to do with the recruitment process.
okay, understood. Are a lot of the students or young men and women that are cadets, are you seeing them come from the local Milwaukee area that you came from?
So, that's a tough one. Yes and no. Like it used to be, you had to be a city of Milwaukee resident and you had to be an MPS student in order to even apply. After we lost residency, like we don't get as many city of Milwaukee kids that we used to get.
What?
Yeah, that changed a little bit.
Why do you think that is? Is it because they don't, a lot of them don't know the
No, they
information
so they
not being
know. So
advertised? Because we
so
didn't hear about that in school,
we
in
did.
high school.
So as soon as the program came back, because '08 the program went away when we had the housing market crash and all of that good stuff. The world went broke. City of Milwaukee did. They got rid of the program. We brought it back in 2012, and I was actually one of the lead recruiters for the cadet program when it got brought back. So we made sure that we went to every single, especially MPS school, and then just to not make other people mad, if they said, "Hey, we need somebody to go to Cudahy." All right, I'll go out to Cudahy, but my main focus was MPS.
Okay. Shout out to
Um,
Cudahy.
shout out to Cudahy. Shout out to the Packers.
Right. Went to Cudahy Elementary, Cudahy Middle, and Cudahy High School. So yeah, shout out to Cudahy. Okay, but I'm just curious because I just think that would be so beneficial to our community if more young children, young adults in our community got into those type of programs,
Yeah,
just like you did.
yeah. So and don't get me wrong, just because the dynamic of city versus not city is different now, it didn't really change the minority aspect of it,
Okay,
as far as people of color, women, things like
okay,
that. So it didn't really change those numbers. To be quite honest, the cadet program is the main reason why the fire department looked the way that it do now. Because when I came on 23, 24 years ago, like if you had two black people in a firehouse, that was an anomaly. And if you had two women on a crew, that didn't exist.
and now we have a black man in a leadership position in the fire department. I absolutely love that.
So yeah, that so all of that has changed. To go through like the full cycle of it, of being a cadet, being a firefighter, being a recruiter for the cadet program, then 2017 being a lieutenant for the cadet program,
Okay,
then 2022 being the captain for the program. It real life did come full circle, and that focal point is to not deter people that look or act like me from being them. Because at first it was real like standard, like you gotta have a bowl cut, even if you're a girl.
right.
You gotta like you gotta, yeah.
I've had a bowl cut
Like
actually.
it couldn't come past the neckline, and
Yeah,
you got to do all of these very specific super militant type things, which is fine for the era that it was. But now if you want to keep the attention of these young adults, you got to switch it up and allow them to be individuals. Otherwise,
right,
that's how you lose people,
right,
is
absolutely.
by making them conform. We ain't in a society where the youth is conforming. We in a society
I love
where,
that.
no, we gotta adjust to y'all. Y'all don't have to adjust to us. This y'all world now.
Right. As long as they're doing their
As
job
long as
and
they're doing the
doing what
right
they're
thing, yeah,
supposed to be doing,
100%. So
and
now,
have a heart for the job.
so now my goal is honestly to answer that question. My job is just to keep them
Okay.
employed.
Okay. You just seem like such an easygoing captain and very, I don't know, I'm sure it comes from experience, but you seem like a fun captain and an understanding captain.
Understanding, because they can't look me in the eye and tell me I don't know what they're going through.
Exactly, because you've experienced it
Right,
already within those 20 years.
right.
Okay, so you painted the timeline kind of from a cadet to the fire captain. What was your favorite position out of in those 20 years? 20 years, Rob.
Favorite position. I was at Engine 13 again on 30th and Locust for about 8 years
Okay.
as a firefighter, and that was my favorite spot because that's my neighborhood.
Do you have any memories within those 8 years of being a firefighter? Where was it?
On
On
30th and
where?
Locust,
Thirtieth
right
and
there on the corner
Locust.
of 30th and
Where your
Locust.
uncle initially was?
Yeah, where he was
Look
for a
at
minute.
God.
And yeah.
Look at
So
God.
we both got our name in the hose tower.
Hallelujah,
Yeah.
Jesus. That's
So that's lit.
beautiful. Was
Yeah.
he? I know he was proud.
Oh, he's still proud.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, well, so that was your favorite position. Any memories of within those 8 years that you want to share with us?
Oh, good and bad.
Okay.
Like so, the good memories is just pulling up. Like I ain't got to go far to pull up on my parents' block party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
just
love
had a
that.
fire truck there because they growing up they used to throw a block party every year.
Okay.
They kind of is killing two birds with one stone. They'll call it a back to school slash my birthday party because it's August 25th.
That's a flex experience when your son pull up in a fire truck. But go ahead.
So we used
That's
to
a
do that.
flex.
So I absolutely love that. But one of the bad parts, and this is like I said, this ain't for everybody. So I'm in the bunker room. It's at night. I'm laying down. I hear an argument outside as usual. I hear a couple gunshots, and then our tones go off. But as our tones go off, people bamming on the doors and windows like, "Hey, hey, blah blah blah." Somebody got shot. Help us, help us. So
Jesus.
what people don't know is we can't go on a crime scene until the police are there and at least clear it. Um, so as soon as we saw the red and blue lights going, there's probably a minute and a half at the most. We opened the garage door and boom, one of my guys like that I grew up with is laying directly in front of the door, shot up and bleeding. And so, boom, we kick into action, and now the med unit is there. We patching them up. We doing all of this stuff. And a couple people on my crew was like, "You sure you want to go?" I was
Okay.
like, "Nah, I'm going. Like, I'm not about to just sit here while y'all go and wonder about what's going on.
Right.
If I could actually do something to help." So we got him to the hospital. He did survive. Like even when he see each other, he's like, "Dog, don't even bring it up. That's one of the worst days ever." I was like, "I'm just happy you're here, dog."
Yeah.
Like so, like I said, it's not for everybody because somebody out there that thought that they wanted to do it could have easily frozen that moment, or that could have been a moment that broke,
Right.
and you can't have it like that.
Right.
You gotta separate and go. I didn't do this to this person, but I do know how to help.
Hallelujah. I wish I had a button to press and hand clap or something, Lord.
Oh, what up,
Because
Seth?
some people would absolutely like you said, they wouldn't want to do that. They would freak out, they would pause, they would run away from it.
Yeah,
But you didn't look at it like you looked at it like, how can I help the situation?
right.
How can I stop it from being the worst, thing ever? So I look at those type of people as heroes. So thank you, and I know you're so humble, and I'm not a hero, Rob, and blah blah blah. But I just thank you for what you do. Did he thank you for that?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
in his own
In
hood
his own
way.
way. I figured because he said don't bring it up.
He's
I'm
like,
like,
"Dog,
wait a
don't even
minute
bring it
now.
up."
You should be hugging me and thanking me. But understand, men operate
Yeah,
differently, so understandably so. So thank you
oh
for
yeah.
all that you do. Thank you for having the strength and the courage to deal with those situations and be what we need in those moments. Because, like you said, not many people are equipped to.
Yeah, no, I don't take credit for that at all. Like, and I'm not even like the world's most religious person. That's just God given talent right there. Like
Hallelujah.
I can't sit there and pretend like I made myself tough enough to deal with the carnage that I see on a daily basis. Like that's from a higher level than me because I would have been folded, but he put me in this position for a reason, and I really do believe that. And that's the reason why I
Yes.
think that I'm doing okay in this field because he put me there for a reason.
Yes, Lord, and I believe He did as well. One, we not only need you in that position to help the people that need the help, but we also need that representation as well
Oh yeah.
to let other people know, young black men and women, that you can go this route too. Was there ever a time within those 20 years that you wanted to stop? 20 years, that's a
No.
long time.
No,
Okay.
I really feel like this is like what I was meant to do for real. Like this ain't a cliche. Like I really feel like I was meant to do this. So
And I agree with you. It's been constant elevation. It's been constant elevation over the 20 years. So absolutely amazing. Wow. I just can't clap,
aw.
Lord. Standing ovation, Jesus. So coming from Locust, being a young black man out here, and now, um, a firefighter
So
captain.
hold on, stop over here roasting me, dog. I just said he not that easy going. This guy is no fun. I'm like, man, we done played football with and against each other. That's my guy, man. Shout out to Seth.
Shout out, Seth. Thank you for watching. Hallelujah, Jesus. Thank you for watching. Don't be ripping my guests though. Hold on now. All right, show love or nothing else at all. But I
He
love
knows
it.
it's
He
all
said
love.
congrats. Yeah, he said
He knows
congrats.
it's all
Okay,
love.
it's good. All right, because I don't play no games by mine. All right, hold on now. Um, no, but thank you for watching. We sincerely appreciate it. So, um, one of the reasons why I really wanted to interview you is not just because of what you do and who you do it for and all of that good stuff, but it's about our youth. It's about the leaders that are over our youth, the leaders that are teaching our youth. So I thank you for doing that and being in that position. So are you seeing like a lot of cadets that you said you don't see a lot from the Milwaukee community, north side, south side? You don't. Do you gravitate to them more, the ones that you do see, or
Well, I mean, naturally,
okay,
like naturally, because and it's not on purpose at all, and it's not like I'm trying to play favorites,
right?
but it's more of a ownership of the possibility of somebody being better than what they could imagine.
Yes,
So,
and that's
so
what it's all about.
yeah,
Go
and the
ahead.
cool thing
Yes,
about it is like, say, I mean, I'm 42-year-old black dude, city of
yes,
Milwaukee. Like, say, no offense to anybody, I'm a
yes.
42-year-old white dude from Ashwaubenon. They not
They're
go
not
take those exact same words, whether it's good or bad,
right.
because I could get on them, like, but it still hold a different merit than if I look different than what I am getting on them in the exact same fashion.
Absolutely.
In the same with the young ladies in the class, like I'm go do everything I can to protect you because I know that it's harder for you. But I'm go also when it's go time, it's go time, and
Hold them accountable.
it holds you 100% accountable. And I
Absolutely.
think that just give a different level of respect than somebody. Because let's face it, everybody don't even think that females should be on the fire department. This is it's firefighters that will openly say that, and it's because they just ignorant and naive to like, nah, you can physically do it. And if you tell me, and I actually had this conversation with somebody before,
Okay.
I was like, why don't you think females should be on the job? He was like, because I mean, if you're not as strong as me, and I was like, no offense, you're not as strong as me, so you shouldn't be on the job in my eyes if that's the way that you view it.
Wow.
You get what I mean? Because
Yes.
that's just idiotic to me.
Right.
Like this job, we have different techniques and maneuvers to get a body from here to here, or do whatever you need to do when it comes to dragging the hose line. It's different techniques that you can do. Let's look at those techniques versus saying I'm not gonna give you the time of day because you're a different sex or race than me. That's insane.
Wow. And I'm sure women have, um, had to battle to gain that respect
Oh yeah, they gotta
and
go
that.
through it. They well, they
Yeah.
it's a lot easier now because there's a lot more females on the job. Just
Okay.
like it's a lot easier now for somebody like me to have a voice because it's a lot more minorities on the job.
Right.
It just took that certain few when it was not that many of us to
Right.
still stand like 10 toes down on it. But now it's a lot easier for them.
What would you say are some things that you need within yourself, or some things you've learned to exercise more in order to be a good leader to the cadets in that role?
Humility.
That's good. I wish I had a button.
No, it is. It is. It's humility because you
And
because once you a lot of people that get to certain positions,
that's
and it don't even
good.
have to be a promotion. You could just be the senior firefighter in the house, and now you are holier than thou,
Right.
like untouchable and too cool to
Yeah.
even help. It's like, no, I'm in this position to help you get to this position
And they
in
can't relate to
15 years.
that. Yeah, they're not
Yeah,
gonna listen to
and
that.
and I had to learn that because it is, especially being a young firefighter in the city of Milwaukee, it is hard to be humble. It really is. Like, because you got to think all of your friends either working Subway or whatever, or in college, and all college kids besides the rich ones is broke.
Right,
So
right.
you got X amount of money to your name. You got the notoriety of being a firefighter. You're like 20 years old, getting into bars and clubs because you just
Yeah.
show up your ID, and they seem to be cool with it. So it is hard. It was hard in the beginning to humble yourself. It's easy to be cocky in that position, but after a while, you just take a look around and realize that ultimately don't nobody care. Like, so just do
That is such
like,
good
so
revelation,
just
Rob.
chill.
Such good revelation, and honestly, humility will take you a long
Yeah,
way. It will take you so far in this world, and it literally enables you to be an asset in other people's lives.
right, right.
Um, Thank you, God. Hallelujah, Jesus. So, because this is all about Rob, we're going to get back into the cadets in just a little bit. But I want to know just a little bit more about your process of becoming humble. Like, where in your life did you recognize, like, okay, shoulders is high a little bit, but where in your life did you recognize, was it something that maybe God did that feel like I need to be humble, that humbled you, or what do you think? Can you think of a moment
So
or season?
I think it kind of, so with dudes, I don't know, I don't know if this happened with females, but with dudes, you one day overnight realize that you're not invincible. Like, you
Yes,
dudes
God.
think that they're invincible until about like mid 20s or something like that.
Okay.
And I think one of the things that humbled me big time was, all right, I make decent money. I'm an athletic guy that's active and all of this stuff. And it was like 3 years almost to the day where this knee I blew out playing football,
Jesus.
and then this knee I blew out playing basketball. Like 3 years later, almost to the day, and
Just like on
it,
the block playing basketball,
no,
playing
well, one
sports.
one was in Brookfield on that indoor soccer field,
Okay.
and then this knee was at the academy playing basketball.
Okay.
And I think I had to sit down for a minute
Okay.
because I probably was too big headed. It was probably getting way too bold with certain things. And then me having to, in my eyes, buy myself some time on the fire ground. I went to paramedic school,
Hmm.
so I did the paramedic school thing. I got promoted to lieutenant while I was in paramedic school, and then went to the academy. It is so I think it was just lined up that way. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
the
so
funniest thing
too.
you could tell God is your plan,
That
and
part.
after that, like, that none of that had to do with me. All of it had to be complete circumstance, because I probably wouldn't have taken a promotion exam had I not got hurt. I definitely wouldn't have went to the paramedic program
Okay.
had I not got hurt. And
Sometimes God will sit you down for a
sit me down.
season.
He gave me 20-second time
And
out
then
twice.
honestly, when things happen like that in your life, I feel like it makes you be more careful, more conscious of things. You don't know what that little bit of pain, not saying it was little, not minimizing it, but you don't know also what could have happened if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were just out here just dunking on people probably and wasn't being conscious of your body and stuff like that.
Right.
So what advice would you give to a man that's out here that maybe had an injury? Because I see the scar there, that maybe had an injury, that maybe, in a season of pause, if you will. Because you didn't stop, you kept going.
Yeah. No.
You dug deep. There was something within you that made you go that route, that made you take them tests, that made you elevate and go to the next level. What advice would you give them to do the same?
So my advice is just be patient.
I love that.
Is
You're so good, Rob.
no, for real.
So
No,
good,
just be
Jesus.
patient, because everything, even though again I hate using cliches, everything happened for a reason.
Yes.
So me blowing out my knee probably saved me from falling through a
Yes.
basement floor in a fire.
Yes,
Me blowing
God.
out my other knee got me in a mindset of, all right, let's take this paramedic thing, let's take this promotional exam.
Let's
So
take my
just,
health seriously.
let's take my health serious,
Yes,
and
God.
that puts you, that elevates you. Is addition by subtraction. You're sitting out for a minute, but just be patient with it, because it's gonna put you in a position in the future that's way better than the position that you're in currently. So just keep that little mindset, that little bit of faith in it, and like, tomorrow is a new day, and tomorrow go show you something that you ain't seen yesterday, and I think that's dope enough to keep pushing forward.
I love it. Can't clap again.
Stop that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, one of the qualities or characteristics that you said helped you to connect to the cadets is your humility.
Mhm.
Has there ever been a time where they may have tested your patience?
No. So,
That's
well, because here's the thing,
good.
like that's a that's an unfair question. Because if I even get remotely aggravated, I know I could just make their day terrible. So I try
Oh
not. You get what I mean?
no!
Like yeah,
Like, do you
we
want these
yeah.
problems?
Do you
I
want
get
these problems? Like
it.
here's a perfect example.
Okay.
So it was two incidences with two group of people, and I know for a fact if I wasn't in that position and somebody else was in that position, they probably would have got suspended or fired. But to me, it wasn't that serious. Like four kids at a community function, like throwing up gang signs in the camera. Yeah, you in this uniform, so that look horrible. You can't do
Right.
that. But you ain't in no gang.
Right.
You ain't in no gang at all. Like at all. I know your
Right.
parents. Like yeah,
Right.
your parents got a real good marriage. Like you Clarence from 8 Mile. Like
Ain't nobody got time, Jesus.
right. So I got the picture, the video evidence or whatever, kept it.
Not Clarence from 8 Mile, but go ahead.
Then the next thing I see something on the training ground when they're supposed to do something. So I brought them all to me. I was like, it's six of them. I was like, all right, so you got two options. We could put pen to paper
Right.
and have this go places that it definitely don't need to go because people don't understand that y'all not thugs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you can get this back in blood. It's like, get it back in blood, sir. I was like, good. Get in your uniform. I mean, get in your gear. Grab your axes. I want you to touch everything that's fenced in this tower until I'm tired of watching you run.
I know that's right.
And that, you know what I mean? So I'm not mad at you, but I know what you did will look horrible to everybody else that saw that picture. But I also know that you ain't what you just did in that picture.
Right.
So that's the humility slash the aggravation that equals like I'm not gonna get mad at you because you too young and too stupid to know what you're doing right now. I'm just gonna correct it right here, right now, and you not go do that again versus sending it up to the Chiefs and now everybody is judging these like five kids off of something that was not innocent at all because they in uniform, but super innocent because they ain't thugs.
Right.
Like at all.
Right. Thank you, Lord. And again, that's why we need you in those type of positions because for one, I feel like if you have to send everything up to the chief, then you're not equipped to be in that position and be
Oh
that
right.
leader and
Oh
take care of
absolutely.
it yourself. And two, you held them accountable, but you didn't hold it against them.
Right.
You saw what was going on, but you also saw what they needed. And that, I don't know if that's just from you being a father. Shout out to all the girl dads. Your daughter's beautiful. Or if that's, your experience,
the
over the
the
20
the, the
years.
part that the part that made like my heart smile the most about that
I
particular
love that.
situation was the look in it because I just grabbed my phone, went to the and turned it around. Like the
Right.
look on their face when they saw that picture
Yeah.
was like that was validating for me. Like, oh
You knew what you
no,
was doing.
I don't
Right.
want. It was more about I don't want to. I don't know if it was. I don't want to.
Be a representation of that.
No, I don't want to let him down, or uh,
My bad.
I did not want you to see that picture because I'm in trouble
Right.
now.
Right.
But either way it go, the look in their face was like, yo. I was like, all right, that's good enough for me. I'm not gonna
Right.
tell y'all that's good enough for me. Y'all still finna get some sweat equity out here.
Right.
But
Right.
like,
Train them up. Train
right,
them up real good. And the way you handled it, it embedded that correction in them.
yeah,
And that's what our children need. That's what our youth need. So that's beautiful. And that's why um, these programs should be presented to them more. And they
yeah.
should be aware of the opportunities that are available to them. So how were you as a cadet? Did you see yourself in them a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I got in the most trouble like in our classes by far just because I'm stubborn and cocky.
Oh Lord, I
Like,
would have never
oh
guessed.
my goodness, no.
See, I'm seeing the
19-year-old
growth.
me was a problem.
I'm seeing the growth of Rob. I'm seeing the mature man. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, 19
Um,
year old me was a problem. Like
but
I
understood.
did, I think it was maybe 100 laps in the gym by myself because the I didn't do whatever we was accused of, and I was so like bullheaded that instead of just fessing up and saying what actually happened, I just kept it to myself and did the laps.
Okay.
And then we'll do a bunch
Well,
of
I
stuff over
think
this.
I think that's what most men would do because you would have been telling on somebody that you knew.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah. So you took that one for the team. You
Nah,
know.
he made me run because I was being an a-hole. I
Okay.
wasn't.
But at least you understood. You acknowledge it,
Yeah,
and you over time got the growth that you needed to be in the position that you're in today.
yeah. And that goes with it. Like, I mean, the underage drinking, the fights, the different stuff that we went through. It was a part, of course, of growing up. But then let me look back at them and go, the reason why I'm not mad at you is because I know for a fact that this was 20 years ago with that same camera, with my same friends in that same uniform. I probably would have did the same thing.
Right.
And instead of getting fired for it or getting suspended for it, you just go learn from it because
Right.
that's the blessings and
Growing
the passes that I
process.
had was
Yeah.
allowing me to grow up.
Yes.
And they just gotta be allowed to grow up and they'll be perfectly fine.
That is so. I wish I had another button.
Oh,
Lord.
man.
It's dope, Lord. That's just dope. Like I'm glad this is recorded because I'm sure gonna clip it, Jesus. So that's just amazing. Thank you again for all that you do with the youth and for seeing yourself in them, for giving them a chance to grow. We appreciate you sincerely. Are there more captains and firefighters out there like you? Would you say?
Oh yeah, yeah.
In
It's
your
a decent amount.
crew?
Like we got a dope generation of leadership right now. Like Car One is Lipsky. We worked together when Naya was born. So we worked together. She just turned 20.
Okay.
20 years ago, he was my lieutenant. We went to Engine 13 together. He is number one in command and is down with everything in the community. Like he's super dope. Josh Parrish is second in command, and him and Chief Washington brought the cadet program back. So he's embedded in this and embedded in the community.
So they ended that
And
program at
'08,
once.
yeah, '08
Okay.
when the world went broke,
Oh,
the
okay.
cadet program got shut down, and he brought it back in 2012 and kept bringing me with him, like as the
Okay.
recruiter. And then I went there, like I said, as a lieutenant, and now as a captain. It's a decent amount of captains. My best pal T Noble, he a captain. He actually over there on 30th and Titonia and Locust Engine 30, doing this thing, doing a lot of stuff with the community. My guy Lorenzo is the captain at Engine 13 now. He just got done doing a community event over there. So yeah, it's a dope generation of leadership because we was all either cadets or police aides or just growing up and seeing how things wasn't being done and wasn't being handled right because
Exactly.
the department was 90%, 95% white.
Caucasian,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's why we need y'all to be in those positions, you know. I just feel like personally, you know, when you see a black man that's struggling, that's bleeding, when you see a black woman that's down and out, I hate to say this, but when you look at them, you see your mom, you see your
Oh yeah,
brother.
absolutely.
And I think that's why a lot of Caucasian officers, and I think they may give a little bit more leniency, a little bit more help and urgency to the people that they see as their mother, father, or
Right.
brother.
And that's just
And
human
that's
nature. That's
human
not even,
nature.
yeah, that's
It's
not even a
human
nod.
nature, which is why we need more people that look like us in those positions, helping people, period. Just helping people overall. So thank you again, you know, for what you do. So,
And you need somebody to remind the room too, because firefighters want to fight fires.
right.
So that's a good day for us. We get 3 fires in a day. That's a good day for us. So people walk in like, yeah, let's get something today, and I'm like, yo, you do realize that
Okay, hold on. Go
the
ahead.
the happier we are with our occupation, the more like people that are losing everything that they built for in their whole life.
Right.
So
Well, I never thought about it like that. As
our
far
yeah
as y'all being
our best days a
ready,
lot of
is
people
y'all
worse
is it
than.
because they be bored?
No, we really like, so it's fun. Like
Okay.
firefighting for real. And that's why I said it ain't for everybody. Firefighting is fun. It's a
Okay.
physical occupation where you get
It's
to,
dangerous.
but
It's hot.
it's so hard to explain how fun it is. Like dead serious, running into a room. Like I'm a person that even as a kid, like I was obsessed with bonfires.
Okay.
Like fire is cool looking to me.
Right.
And then to be in these rooms and doing all of these different things and busting holes in walls, and we're not doing it just because we want to
Right.
damage it. We got to make sure that fire didn't spread. Like that stuff is fun for us. So our good day is somebody's bad day, and a lot of us lose that in translation because we just want to have a good day.
Understood.
But you do get a win sometimes with that good day. Like let's just say you got a rescue,
Right.
that's a win for all. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah. Love it. Okay. So, and I was actually going to ask you that because to me, you're putting on your superhero cape. You know, you're like, there's a fire, there's, something going on. I know that I can help this issue. I know that I can help resolve this and all of that good stuff, right? So, do you have any memorable moments of a rescue that you can share with us?
ooh,
When you had your superhero cape on? Because you don't know that that's going to happen.
no,
You
you
know what
don't
I
plan
mean? You
for it.
kind of
That's why
just,
when you asked, I was like, that is a question that I really do wish I would have got the fans
no,
because
that's
like thinking
okay.
of it off the top of my head, I'm like,
Has it been a lot? I
it's
mean,
been a decent
20
amount.
is
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it's been a decent amount.
Like people are jumping out of
Oh
windows
yeah,
and my goodness.
jumping out of window, hanging out of windows, stuck in different places. Yeah, is it? Some of the good go with the bad though. Oh, so this one was actually funny though.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah, none of these questions he got in advance,
Yeah,
y'all.
no,
He
no.
said he
So
wanted me to
so
hit him with it right then and there.
so this is off of probably like 40, 30 an hour,
Yes, God.
and this is in the middle of the night. We get the call, house fire, middle of the night, and what happened? Come to find out was the adult son lived upstairs, and this is a single family home.
Okay.
Adult son lives upstairs and left one of those old school space heaters on to the point where it burnt a hole through the floor and dropped down to the main
Oh
living thing. So the whole
no.
attic is on fire.
Turn these space heaters on.
And it's one of these houses that it got a driveway, front door, the side door. As soon as you walk in, you see the like the basement stairs, and I see this lady. She in a wheelchair, like one of the motor wheelchairs. So as we are getting in, the smoke is going down over her face. There's nothing that this lady could do. She can't use her legs. She's in a motorized
Right.
wheelchair. So that's when I realized how heavy those wheelchairs are. But we try to move the wheelchair, nah, not budget. So we pick her up, take her outside, put her on a stretcher. Our thought that was like the meds took her down the driveway
Mhm.
to I don't know the med unit. Nope, they forgot her. So we we blast the water
Oh
through the roof because the attic is
no.
on fire. Meanwhile, this lady's just taking a beating with some water. Like, come on,
Oh
yo. So we get back outside.
no. Listen, I'd rather deal with the water than the heat,
I was
Jesus,
so
than the fire.
apologetic, but I could not stop laughing. Like, who would
Oh
not take her down the thing?
no.
She alive, she good, but
Was she did she yell?
she was yelling as much as her
Screaming?
little voice
Oh
could.
my
But
gosh.
she like we apologized and everything to her. I was so sorry, but she basically was like, "I'm alive. I
Right.
don't
She
really care
thanked y'all
about the
for
water."
saving your life.
Right.
Right. Thank you for saving my life. Lord have mercy.
So yeah, we
That
mess up
is
too.
something else. Jeez.
We mess up too. Like I would never forget that. Like I felt
And
so
you'll
bad for
never
that
do
lady.
it.
Right.
Y'all will never do that. You weren't personally responsible,
Right.
but
Because our thing was like, all right, we got her outside. Let's get
yes,
back in and put
yes,
this
and
fire
let's
out.
put this
We
fire
thinking
out.
everybody else is taking care of that lady.
Oh
They were not.
no,
She caught all the water through the roof.
that's
But
all right.
she,
She's all right.
she,
She's all right. You should try, Jesus. Hallelujah, Jesus. God, you're so good. You are so good. Well, thank you for all the lives you saved. Thank you for all the cadets you train. And thank you for everything that you do.
stop that.
I love
I just did
that.
my job and had fun.
I love that, but I also love how God elevated you and took you through all these different levels, but how He humbled you through it too.
Yeah.
That it's just so beautiful that you mentioned that, because a lot of men that are in those leadership positions, they're lacking that humility, um, and it's probably stopping them from accomplishing their purpose, whether it's in somebody else's life or if it's in their own life. So
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm just thankful that he did it kindly. Like
oh
people,
yeah,
people,
because he'll
people
bring
get,
you to your
yeah,
knees.
people get some rough sit down sessions.
Yes, God.
So I'm just happy that like he matured me and brought me up slowly and just gave me the grace of just being able to figure it out versus you you get what I mean? Like
I
when
do
people
get
feel
what you
like
mean.
like you have no choice.
Yes,
It's
I
like
do
no,
get
you
what
gave
you
me
mean.
choices. You just gave me the wisdom to make the right one. So I
Right.
appreciate that.
Because he definitely puts people in the fire, but I guess maybe because he knows you're already fighting them, he gave you a little bit more grace. I made him laugh 3 times, y'all. 3 times. I'm counting, Jesus. He gave you a little bit more grace, and now you extend that grace to the cadets. You extend that
Yeah.
grace to the people around you, and I just think that's so beautiful, Rob. You're protecting your beautiful daughters. You're protecting your community. You're a great leader. You're raising up people that are going to protect us as well. So awesome.
I appreciate that.
Now, this is story time, and we're going to wrap it up and let you get on with your day. But this is story time. I love your stories. I appreciate your stories. Any other stories in regards to cadets that you may want to share with us? It could be good, it could be bad.
Well, yeah. So just to get the information out there, if people are wondering, is 17 to 19-year-olds. They usually start the application process around Labor Day and wrap up the applications around Thanksgiving, and then the testing process as far as the written test, the physical test, and the background, all in the interview. I'm sorry, all happens throughout the school year, um, and that's annual. And we take an average of 26 people a year. So
Oh,
if you got a
okay.
young adult that's remotely interested in it, even if it's not the end all be all, they could give it a try. And if it's not for them, it's not for them. I don't hold that against anybody, but just try something. Um,
Now I know. I think it's too late to do it for this
it's too late
year,
to do it for this year. We already got our
but
list out.
okay.
So I have an orientation on the 8th for the incoming cadets. They start August 14th or whenever that second. I'm sorry, third Monday is in August, and then
It
mid
starts over.
September the testing process start over. Yeah,
I think it ends December 5th for the enrollment, or
this is something
beginning
like
is
this somewhere in there.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. All right. So, do you guys go out to the schools to get this information out there,
Yeah.
out to
So
communities?
is so everybody that got something to do with it will repost it. So it's on social media. We have our own recruitment team headed by my guy Phil Colcroft.
Love it.
He another captain that's out here doing it in the community, and he runs that recruitment process. He goes to all of the schools or sends somebody to all of the schools. They have fit camps
Okay.
every weekend for people to get prepared for it. And yeah, so the information is more than out there in that young adult world.
Love it.
It's definitely out there.
Briefly describe what the cadet program, like what it entails.
Oh, okay. So it's 2 years. It's a 2-year program. You come in right away. We'll start Fire One, which is like a I don't know 4 credit if you was supposed to if you was to go to MATC or something. 4 to 8 credit program. And then you go directly into EMT after Fire One is over with, and then you wrap up EMT in like what is this? February, March. Then you do some more firefighting stuff, and then go to paramedic school at MATC. And then pretty much before you look up, you graduated. You in recruit class, which should be easy for you for 16 weeks, because now you with Gen Pop, you with adults from all different walks of
Right.
life. It's hard to just pay attention to you 26 students, and then you go into the firehouse.
And you don't have to stop there. You can keep going and be with the fire department for over 20 years and become a captain. I love it. I'm gonna ask you one more question, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Has Because we want to look at the reality of it too. We see all the great things that comes with it, um, but sometimes there is the harsh reality, and you have to be conscious of this. You have to be mindful, and you have to be careful. Has you yourself or anyone close to you ever been hurt on the job?
Yes. Yeah. People get hurt on this job. Luckily, I mean, knock on wood. Like so,
God forbid.
Milwaukee is one of those super rare cities right now where we haven't had a line of duty, like actual action death since I want to say New Year's Eve of 1997.
Glory to
And
God.
any department even remotely close to our size average a couple of years. So we haven't had that. Hope to never have it. Um, but people do get hurt. Our goal is to make sure our training and everything is up to standard,
Exactly.
and make sure we're looking out for each other. If you see something, say something. We have incident safety officers walking around every fire building, making sure that we know we're not in danger of a structural collapse or things like that. So we do everything we can to stay safe, but it's definitely is not a safe. It's not a safe job.
Well,
That's
to
an
me,
inherent risk.
the fact that it is so low, and you have not witnessed it, thank God. You know, thank you, Lord, for the protection. But that also, to me, is a reflection of the leadership and the valuable training, the wonderful training that y'all do have and give to the cadets. Because in this type of field, you can honestly something can happen even in the training,
Yeah,
a part of it. So that speaks volumes, of what you guys do. How close are y'all with the like police departments?
it's a camaraderie, but
I've interviewed a few police in here as well, so I'm
yeah,
just
it's
curious.
more of us just talking trash back and forth.
Oh, y'all gotta be nice. Anybody got time for that?
Right. And you gotta think. So we play a bunch of intramural sports versus each other. It's usually cops versus firefighter,
Oh,
basketball,
I love
softball, hockey.
that. I love that.
So yeah,
Our
we
superheroes. I love it.
and we
Awesome.
train in the same building.
Okay.
So we
Awesome.
see each other often.
I love that. So to anyone who wants to be a fighter, anyone who wants to be a police officer, a paramedic in that field at all, what advice would you give them to start and to keep going?
I would say apply everywhere. Milwaukee is the biggest department in the state, but it's not the only department in the state. So apply everywhere, apply often, and if you want to leg up, I would say go to a technical college, MATC, WCTC, you name it, to at least get your fire one, if not your EMT, and
Yes.
that'll jump you to the top of a lot of lists just by already having your EMT license and them not having to pay for you to get it. Um, and just keep working at it.
Because it's hard, right? It's not. This isn't.
It's
It's
a
not
competitive
easy.
field to get in.
Yeah.
It's a very competitive field to get in.
And the job overall is strenuous,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So try your hardest to stay in shape.
There
Try
you
your
go.
hardest to keep moving and being smart and keep applying everywhere. You can move yourself or your family for a couple years or months until you get hired on a department that you actually want to settle down at. Milwaukee is not the end all be all.
Good stuff. One more thing, I promise. Because you are a young black man, 42 years old, what do you do to take care of your health and to stay in shape and be equipped for this type of position?
That is a good question.
Because what would you tell other black men to do to take care
Oh,
of
I
themselves?
would tell them to get as much rest as they can.
That's really
Be
good.
be selfish when it comes to your rest sometimes
That's really good.
because your kids don't understand it. My kids don't even. I mean, they know what I do for a living. They don't know what I do for a living. Like, so they don't understand that sometimes daddy is tired. Sometimes daddy don't want to go. And it's 95 degrees mini golf, and that's stupid. But
Right.
but be stingy with your rest because I think that in turn kind of takes care of the other thing because you can't work out without rest. You're not gonna get good reps. You gonna hurt yourself. You can't think without rest because your brain is tired. You can't be a functioning adult. Like you could die from starvation and from dehydration at a way slower rate than you would die from lack of rest. Lack of rest is key. So be stingy with your rest, and everything else might just follow suit after that. That's the
I
best advice I
love
can come
it.
up with.
And that is great advice. We appreciate you so much
So
for it.
saying
I can't help it, y'all. Like I'm a thankful person. I walk in gratitude, and when people come on the show and they give me bits and pieces of their story, their testimony, and their why, their reason for why they do it, it's just I'm honored and it's a blessing to me. So again,
but that's the reason. Just
gracias.
like you, that's why I'm like I can't take credit for this. Like it's one of those things where all I am I owe. Like I stand on the shoulder of giants. Like people that came before me that did this is the only reason why I'm in this position now.
Yes.
And they had a way harder path to travel because it was way fewer, and now I'm just continuing what they started. Like this ain't about me at all.
You're
I'm getting my
continuing to
little
be a
I'm getting my little
representation.
coins by doing it, but
I
outside
know
of that,
that's
it's for
right.
the people that's coming behind me.
You're continuing to be a representation just like your uncle was. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No problem.
Absolutely. And you said you guys hold lots of events. Do you have any events coming up? Anything of that nature? Have you ever sponsored an event?
Not sponsored, but been a part of it. Like the
Okay.
Brotherhood of
Okay.
Firefighters is an all black organization. They usually throw a Christmas party every year. We always down at Juneteenth. I know the Brotherhood was just at
Oh,
McGovern Park last weekend doing a cookout with the alder women in Congress and stuff like that. So we
love
out here. I can't
it.
think of one off the top of my head
It's
that's
the
up next though.
representation for me. That's this is what our youth needs. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show, for being a hero in our community. I hope people, watch this, and I feel like it'll also kind of put parents at ease, and let them know like this is a good field for their children to go into, their young adults to go into, because I can see a lot of parents kind of being hesitant to, give their young adults this type of information. I can see that.
The best testimony for the parents is just have a parent ask another parent about the cadet
Mhm.
program because they see no matter if it's male female whatever walk of life from Franklin, Chicago, Milwaukee, they see a night and day difference in a kid within like that first couple of weeks because
Yeah,
it put them in a complete different mindset.
yeah.
Like so I
The
would say that anybody that
discipline,
got
as
questions just
discipline.
just get in touch with the 900 some odd parents that is parents of cadets,
I love
like,
it.
and they will tell you night and day difference within that first couple of weeks.
I love it. Well, thank you once again. So, y'all, you have the information, and if someone wanted to contact you directly in regards to recruitment, how can they get in contact with you, Rob?
The easiest way is just hit me up on social media is rdotbland@gmail.com. Well, that's my email, but it's r.bland on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat. So I'm not a hard person to find. None of my profiles are private or anything. So just slide in the DMs with any questions that you have about the program. I'll be more than happy to, if I don't know the direct answer, put you in touch with somebody that is in charge of whatever question that you have.
Perfect, perfect. Would you ever consider being on a panel podcasting, speaking about fatherhood, speaking about Black men in the community, um, things of that nature?
I told you, anything you ask, I got you.
Okay, well, he coming back
I'm
on
coming back.
Jesus, and we're gonna have specific topics to speak about, man versus woman and all of that good stuff.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
we'll, we'll get them back, y'all. So
I'm like,
thank you
I'm like
once
with,
again.
with my older sisters, I got some
Oh, I
insight
love
on
it.
how women operate.
I love it. That is coming up, y'all. We're gonna have a whole segment on dating, marriage, and all of that good stuff, parenting as well. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Shine Your Light podcast. Rob, you're amazing as always. We
Thank you, I
appreciate you
appreciate it.
sincerely. And until next time, we'll see y'all soon.